Hi there, students. This is Dr. John, your physics and math professor, with another quadratics review to help you with quizzes and exams. Here's a word problem for you. There's a rectangle that is 4 centimeters longer than it is wide, and it has a diagonal 20 centimeters long. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. Well, one of the first steps to do in a problem like this is to make a little sketch. Find one of the sides or the diagonal or whatever it is that will be your unknown. In this case, this is a really nice unknown x, and then this one will be x plus 4, and this is given to you as 20. So there you have your basic information. Now you want to find the dimensions of this rectangle here. So notice here, this is a right angle triangle. So let's set this up with Pythagorean theorem here. So it's going to be this squared plus this squared equals this squared. It's going to be x squared plus this one, x plus 4 all squared, is equal to 20 squared, which is 400. Now we just want to work these things out as much detail as we can. This is, of course, is just x squared. This term here has an x squared in it, and then it has 4x plus 4x, so that's going to be 8x, plus 16, that's the back term, is equal to 400. Well, we'd like to get this into a nice looking quadratic, so maybe we can solve it using the quadratic formula or factoring. We'll want to take the 400 to this side and combine these terms over here. So we're going to take these two terms here and combine them. We're going to have 2x squared plus 8x. Now we take this over here, we take 400, move it over to this side, we're going to have this minus. It's going to be 384. 400, you'll want to have this be a minus 400, and then you'll add 16 to that, and that's all going to be equal to 0. Now you look at this and you say, well, we could probably factor this. Notice there's a 2 in here, a common, a 2 in here, and a 2 in here as well. Let's take that out. By doing that, we're going to have a 2 here, like this, and it's going to be x squared plus 4x. Let me write that a little neater. Plus 4x minus, how about 192? You could punch that into your calculator or do it in your head if you're able to do that. This is all equal to 0. Well, now if you want to factor this, we want to find out what values of x work for this. Well, obviously we can divide both sides by 2. We don't need that 2. That doesn't help us. So I'm going to take this thing here and write it up here so we have more space to play. Okay, I've rewritten this equation up here without the 2. We don't need that because we divided both sides by 2. And I got rid of this stuff that we don't need. Now we have to look at this and say, is there a way of factoring this? Can we just do this brute force? Obviously, you could use the quadratic equation and do it. Lots of numbers. Let's see if we can avoid that. So this will be an x, this will be an x, this will be a plus, this will be a minus. So we just have to find something that multiplies to 192 and adds up to or subtracts out to 4. You probably just plug in a bunch of numbers. This obviously divides by 2 or something. So let's just try some things. And actually, I believe 16 times 12 works for this. So if this 16 times 12 is actually 192, you can check it on your calculator. I just wanted to save us some time. And then 16 minus 12 is 4. So where do we put this? Well, we want this one here to be positive. So let's put the 16 here and the minus 12 here. And then let's double check everything. Don't need this anymore. This times this, x squared, this times this, 192, plus 16 minus 12, that works. So this is all equal to 0 here. So we can actually solve each of these here. In this case, x is equal to minus 16. In this case, x is equal to 12. So those are two possibilities for x. Let's go back to our original problem. Remember what x represented. It represented, first of all, the length of this side. We know the length of a side can't be negative, so we're just going to chuck this out. It's going to happen to you in mathematics. You're going to come up with answers that don't match the physical parameters. You throw that out. So we're only left with this. So in that case, let's write these answers in here. If this one is equal to 12, then what's this one going to be? 16. You can go back and check this again. 12 squared plus 16 squared. Does that equal 20 squared? And in fact, it does. So there you go. You've solved that problem. Hope that helped. If it did, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.